Hello and welcome to our special show Masterclass. I'm Priyanka Chawla and we're here to discuss all the issues faced in the education sector. Now UNICEF is urging schools, whether open or not, by helping students through remote learning. The severe short-term disruption is felt by many families around the world. Homeschooling is not only a massive shock to parents' productivity but also to children's social life and learning. Teaching is moving online on an untested and unprecedented scale. Many assessments have also been cancelled and many exams have been postponed or cancelled. More so, it's an important juncture for 11th and 12th class students. That brings us to the topic of discussion for today on Masterclass, the impact of COVID-19 crisis on class 11 and 12 students. Let me welcome our panel of guests for today. We have Mr. Mohan Pradeep Sharma, Senior Vice President of JP Schools, on the phone line with us. We also have Ms. Shalini Nambiar, founder of SN Educational Consultants, and Mr. Anirudh Gupta, CEO of DCM Group of Schools. Let's start the show with Mr. Anirudh Gupta. Sir, what do you think, how your school has been handling all the anxiety and all the situation, the current situation for specifically class 11th and 12th students who are at a very important and crucial juncture of their school life?
Thought of that, the schools will have to, manage the issue, suddenly which has come up to our fore. So we are trying to, cater to all the students of class 11, 12. We are using different technological platforms. We are using Microsoft Teams. We are using Google Classrooms. Not only, providing educational resources, we are taking care of the well-being of the students, providing them counseling, providing them help. The teachers are calling them day in and day out. So the idea is that how best we can make them comfortable in these challenging times. So a lot of effort is going on. Teachers are burning midnight oil. Around the clock, efforts are being put in so that not even a single day of this crucial time of their life is wasted.
Absolutely. Let's go over to Mr. Mohan Pradeep as well. Sir, your school has also must be handling class 11th and 12th students right now by shifting online, the classroom online. How has the experience so far for the students as well as the faculty?
Well, very good afternoon. Life skills in our school has been a part for the past almost 8 years, which means you need to develop skills in children of self-awareness, their creativeness, critical thinking, and their problem-solving skills. In fact, our children in JP schools have learnt very well to meet with the challenges. You see, our education system, what is it missing is the resilience development in the children. So, coincidentally, through the life skills, we've been able to imbibe in our children the resilience, power in them. So they've been able to first, students have to sink into the current crisis. They have to absorb. Then only they'll be able to focus. Luckily, our children have learned very well to adapt to this situation.
Absolutely.
So, and also coincidentally, the Zoom cloud meeting has been used by our teachers for almost about, a month before they started. We thought we switch over partially to digital online learning and partially to the classroom learning. It was as such planned for 2021. So luckily that is working very well. Our teachers and our students have become very used to of Zoom cloud meeting.
Right. Absolutely. School's preparedness is definitely going to help children sail through this time. Let's go over to Ms. Shalini Nambiar as well. Ma'am, board exams are being delayed. Assam board is, postponing, cancelling exams and clearing class 11 student to the next class now. Lot of changes happening when they're at a very crucial juncture of their career and education life in school. How do you think we can help them deal with the mental trauma right now?
Good afternoon, everybody. I think I was going through the latest circular of CBSE, which they have come out to the principals, And I think the pointers mentioned there are extremely, extremely good. And I must appreciate and congratulate CBSE for the efforts which they are putting in to bring about some stability in what is happening. These are unexpected times. The children are not prepared. We are preparing them mentally for what is happening, right? I think all schools are making an effort. But what is extremely important right now is building on the parent-school relationship, which started a decade back. And what is important is that how do the homes create a learning environment? How do the parents work on that? Because the children are, whatever we may say, the children are stressed out, especially the kids who were, thoroughly prepared for an exam, and suddenly there is a bomb that, okay, there are no exams, and even now we don't know for sure when the exams will be held. We are expecting in first week of May, and when will the results come out? So what is needed at the moment is a lot of emotional support, a lot of counseling and guidance to the children that they must utilize this time to develop learning skills, life skills.
Absolutely.
To focus on their, the community, what is happening around, because that is going to help them. And we must continuously stress, because I really feel, looking at the world meter and how the numbers are shooting up, we don't know when we are going to return to normal, lives as it was before. So we need to prepare them that maybe the exams may not be held in May, maybe it is delayed further. How do they cope up with all that? Especially the children take it, I'll be very honest, most of the children think it's holiday time now. No, it is not. This is a time they can really prepare themselves. And for the future, I think it's a big, learning for the schools. What is important is, are our teachers able to deal with this kind of learning which has started now? What is, the new term which has been coming up, the flipped classroom, the blended classroom? I think now it is here to stay. And we need to focus, on the preparation of the teachers, on the training of the teachers, how effectively they are able to impact learning when they are taking a virtual classroom, because I think it is going to be there for some time. Let's be prepared, mentally prepared. Let's prepare the children. Let's not give them a lollipop that, okay, it's going to happen in May, because we are not sure. The board has also announced that we are not sure at the moment. We'll declare once the lockdown is over, which is probably getting extended. So I think what we need to prepare, how do they utilize this time? They cannot be preparing again and again for the 12th boards, which we don't know. The board has very kindly said they'll give them 10 days once they announce the dates, right? Which is, I think, good enough time for a student to prepare. So the teachers can utilize this time to teach them a lot of life skills. The parents can focus again on teaching them those skills at home. This is a time, a parent-teacher meeting, not to be focused on academics, but on building a deep relationship with the parents at this moment. Because they are the ones who are, doing what a teacher used to do, some time back. So the tables have turned, and we need to prepare the parents. A lot of counseling sessions for parents. Parents are more paranoid than the child, and they pass on those vibes to the child, which leads to a lot of stress to a student, and I think we need to get prepared. I'm very happy that the 2020-21, the board has introduced 3 new subjects, artificial intelligence, which was a call which should have been taken maybe 5 years back. It is important. They have introduced skill subjects. Like I have the data, they have introduced around 17 skill subjects at secondary level and 37 skill subjects in senior secondary levels. Now the board is saying these are optional. I think some of them should be made mandatory, because we've all realized it's the skills which the children need right now more than anything else.
Absolutely. I think the traditional education is not just enough. Life skills and artificial intelligence and information communication technology will also become very important. Mr. Anirudh Gupta, would you like to share your opinion on the points highlighted by Ms. Shalini right now, which seems very relevant?
With what Shalini has said, while CBSE and MHRD, they are doing their best, and lot of new subjects for skills are being introduced. So, at this point of time, all the stakeholders, the parents, the students, the teachers, We need to develop an environment of togetherness, an environment of trust. We need to take care of each other. So we need to, understand the complexities, suddenly which has come up our sleeves. So I think all put together, these are the challenging times. We need to understand the students of class 11th and 12th, what kind of a trauma they must be going through. So day and night. And we are trying to, understand their concerns, trying to redress their anxieties. Everybody has to chip in, and we need to develop a very, very positive frame of mind. We need to, handle the situation, very, very strongly. I think that's the way, we can tide over this problem.
Mr. Mohan Pradeep, would you like to also share what your school is doing to pacify parents, which Shalini rightly pointed out that parents are more paranoid right now more than the students as they await their board exams, and nobody knows right now when the board exams will happen.
Yeah, true. I mean, I quite agree with Shalini and Anirudh. It's a very challenging time. In fact, what has happened in the past is that our entire school education system is resting only on bookish information which we pass on. I recall my number of years which I have spent with the UNESCO working with the teachers' education. You see, we hardly focus on life skills. We rather try to teach as one of the subject the life skill. In fact, in JP schools, this is what has worked very well with us. I, with my background of sports and also my background of UNESCO, has focused quite a bit on developing life skills in children. In these times, it helps them to, overcome the kind of crisis they are. So our parents definitely have a lot of anxiety about, because our system is examination oriented. Unfortunately, the numbers matter, although in life it doesn't matter. So the parents have very genuine concern. They want their children to score well, but at present it's a very short, situation. It's not going to long for more than about 3 to 4 months. So you have to allow your children to adapt first,
Right.
and then bounce back. Resilience has got two-way process. One is adaptation and then is bouncing back. You can only bounce back if you sink into. So you have to give a lot of alternate to your students, doing yoga at home, listening less to. We have taught our children let go many things, which normally we don't teach our children in sports. This is what we have learned, that you have to duck when there is a bouncer. All these children in JP schools know very well that they don't have to touch all shuttles. There are many shuttles which are at the current time will go out. It's only that they have to, feel relaxed, and whatever transaction of curriculum can be done online is perfectly okay.
Absolutely.
We'll be able to bounce back once the lockdown is over. But I see an opportunity for teachers that they'll become now a part of entire learning process. Otherwise, they are always in a teaching mode. So our teachers on a Future Learn, there is a course which is how to teach online. They all have undergone this 3-week course. So that is helping them out.
Exactly.
So this is
Exactly. Mr. Sharma, you rightly pointed out everyone is in this challenge together and learning and upgrading their skills to cope with this as well. You rightly said not just the students, even the teachers have to go back to classroom to be able to teach them online. Ms. Shalini, my question is to you. All the schools and universities, most of them have tried to bring classroom online now. Do you think we can also see a future where CBSE will be holding board exams and other exams online as well?
I think we need to be prepared for the future. I mean, there has been a lot of suggestion, which are floating around that have a school with 3 days, 4 days, and rest of the time we do a lot of digital teaching so that the teachers are used to it. There's a panel which has been created. I'm part of it, and we are just thinking how the future will look like, because even if things get back to normal, the social distancing will be a norm, I think, for a year. That is what we are noticing, that is what everybody is saying. So we are hoping, of course, things get better. What I also want to stress is a lot of focus now, a lot of training has to be done on the assessments. Like at the moment, the CBSE board has said that 9th and 11th children can be promoted based on their internal assessment. We are stuck with 10th and 12th because, of course, the exams are needed, they are mandatory. But if the teachers are trained, if the internal assessment is effective, like in foreign university, you have credits for everything you do, we need to focus even on that so that we are prepared for the future, that anytime such a situation arises, the children are not left, on the road, literally, so children are worried. Another thing I want to stress, there was a beautiful article that the kind of skill jobs which are available now after you do your 10th or 12th, whatever, 40 jobs have been identified which even the parents are not aware. So I think we need to get prepared for the future, which is going to be very different. Let's accept it. It's not going to be what it is now, because things have changed and this will carry on for some time. So we need to be, besides, as Mr. Sharma mentioned and as Anirudh said, besides focusing on life skills, a lot of focus has to be not only which digital media are used for teaching, but also when I'm teaching, am I having the required impact? How can I make a virtual class alive, come alive? What are the kind of activities I can do where the children do not feel? Let me also tell you, when we ask the kids, I am doing a lot of sessions for teachers and kids just because I want to help people. And when I ask the kids, are you missing school? You know what they said? No, we are not missing school, we are missing our friends.
Friends, yes.
So somewhere we need to reflect what is lacking in our way of teaching. The children are not missing us. I'm not talking about 10-20%. I'm talking about a certain category of children, who we term as average. They are missing only their friends. So we need to, the same thing should not happen in a virtual classroom where a child starts feeling, oh my God, another class. We need to create an environment and that is why I'm again stressing a lot of stress. I know schools are stressed out right now with the boards not happening, with the parental pressure, child pressure, teachers pressure, so everything is new. But we need to now start building a much deeper relationship with parents where we try and create that they are able to create their home as a learning environment. For example, the running of a kitchen is an immense learning experience. There are different kinds of skills the child can learn. And at the moment, a lot of work can be, the kids can be given, especially the board classes, the 11th and 12th, research-based learning. They can do a lot of research. What is happening? You'll be amazed. I'm not surprised. I held a session and I had students from elite schools. All I did was ask them, how many countries are there in the world? And they didn't know. With the COVID, the worldometer is there where you can easily, so this is a time where teachers can utilize to give them that knowledge.
Right.
Textbook doesn't give entire knowledge. So we need to, I think, utilize this time very, very effectively. This is a time we can actually cover up what we were lacking for so many years.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful time. They didn't know who was Benjamin Franklin, and this is a grade 10 student. I was literally taken aback.
Shalini ma'am, you have raised a lot of interesting points that how not just the world, even education is going to be seen as pre-COVID and post-COVID. Mr. Anirudh, would you like to add to what Shalini mentioned? She's welcome, talked about a lot of changes and blending of traditional and digital education even when COVID is over. What you would like to add and see the changes starting from your own schools as well? I think there's some technical glitch and audio problem out there. Let's go to Mr. Mohan Pradeep Sharma. So your views on education being before COVID and post-COVID, starting from your school.
Yes, it will be a very interesting process for especially the teachers, because so far they have never been teaching under the cameras, and especially while they are at home. So one, they will learn to teach online. Secondly, they'll learn how to teach under the cameras. This is the time, you see, I am reminded of Alvin Toffler. Alvin Toffler said in 21st century, the illiterate will not be those who cannot read and write. It will be those who cannot unlearn, relearn. You know, there is a time when teachers are learning to unlearn quite a few things, and they are relearning.
Right.
So their relearning is going to help them quite a bit when the normal classes are resumed. I believe what I see after post-COVID-19, that schools like even in JPs will offer to switch over partially 30 to 40% digital learning and 60 to 70% classroom learning. So this is going to be a very major gain for the teachers especially. And also in this entire process, when online teaching is going on, the parents are also, becoming a part of the entire process, because
Right.
they are at home and they can join their children while the teachers are teaching. So it has definitely added to the woes of teachers, but I'm sure this will empower them to face the future, coming days.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for your views. Mr. Anirudh Gupta, please continue. We would like to also have your views on it before we wrap up this show.
Yeah, you see, absolutely. I was saying that school, colleges, universities are not going to be same again. There will be a paradigm shift in the way they've been working, the way children have been learning, the, entire, the delivery is going to shift, majority of will be shifted totally to virtually permanently. And I think that is the silver lining, in these difficult times, that teachers, earlier they were, like IT shy. So they have set off all their initiatives. They have started learning technology because it's for them also important to embrace technology. So the principals have started learning all the tools, and parents have also, now kind of more closer to the school management and the teachers. So it's a win-win situation. If this COVID, the way learning takes place in the schools is going to change forever.
Absolutely. I would like to thank all my guests for coming on Masterclass and sharing with the viewers that how these current times are not just challenges and problems of exams being delayed, but a lot of new lessons, a lot of evolving of schools, teachers, the faculties, and for everyone. Thank you so much for participating on our discussion show. That's all we have for you today. News and updates continue on India Ahead.